So, but you have to measure. You have to measure when you do it. So you take your floor plan, and let's say our floor plan had, let's just do it. We're gonna make a bed. We're gonna make end tables, and I want a long one. We're gonna do another long one here. We're gonna do another long one here. Then we're gonna come here. We're gonna go boom. Okay, we're gonna go here. We're gonna measure. And we're gonna go here, and we're gonna put a chair.
Are you showing us both the floor plan and?
Yep, I'm gonna do
the
both,
elevation?
yep,
Okay.
yep. I'm gonna show you how to do floor plan and then how to elevate it. Okay, so,
So we're basically doing two.
Mhm.
all right, so here's our essentially bedroom. And let's put another, let's do something else. Let's give it a little bit of a, like a little, you know, for the dogs, because you know how we talked about that, right? So we're gonna give them a little dog bed. You guys are looking for a little settee. All right, so you can see the layering. All right, everybody with me what we're looking at, right? Chair, end tables, bed,
Dog bed.
dog bed, not dog bed, but a little settee. All right, so I'm gonna go and start elevating stuff. So let's go and elevate this, right? All we're doing is, remember, we already have all the widths. So all we're doing is we're gonna put all the width onto our elevation, and then we're gonna, once we do that, then we're gonna come in here and measure the heights. Everybody with me?
Yes.
Okay, so all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna line up my paper, I'm gonna put my pencil where it goes, and I'm gonna go, then I'm gonna come here, find where that ends, and I'm gonna go boom. Then I'm gonna find the bed, and I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna find the end of the bed, whatever the size, boom. Then I'm gonna find that other piece of furniture, and then that other piece of furniture, right? Then I'm gonna come down here, and I'm gonna draw this bed, the little, I'm gonna make it a little shorter so that we can see it better. Okay, so I'm gonna draw that, and I'm gonna draw that, right? I'm gonna do the chair on a separate piece of paper because it's at a quarter, it's at that angle. It's gonna be like what I did on that, so I'm gonna do it
okay.
separately, okay? And actually, I'm gonna do it on this elevation because what we're doing is, let me explain to you. We're cutting through here, that like a dotted line, and we're looking at that direction. Does that make sense? So anything that's lined up here is gonna show up. Anything behind it is not. Do you all understand? You're cutting through the space. This is cutting. We're cutting through it. Does that make sense? It's like a knife. I'm gonna draw like a little knife. You know what I mean? We're cutting through. And that's the direction where, you see what I mean? You don't draw this on your floor. You will in some drawings, but I'm not asking you to draw this. But I need you to know where you're cutting off. So if there was like a footstool, like a round footstool, it would still be on this, it'll go on this elevation. Yeah, it'll go on here, and I'll show you.
Oh,
Do you follow what I'm saying?
Now I get it.
Okay, now,
So like for the,
Now.
when we do the four.
now
So
what
that
you're
would be
gonna do,
the-
yep,
okay.
yep, when you turn it, remember
Right,
how I said
right,
it? We'll
right.
do it today. Okay, so somebody keep track of time, because I have to
My
do
phone's over
space
there.
planning for you guys too. Okay,
11:41.
thank you. Okay, so we're gonna make sure we're in a half an inch.
Right.
Which is, this is, don't reinvent the wheel. We're always gonna have an inch for this class. Okay, so then I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna say let's say my dressers are 2 feet 6 inches. So I'm gonna go here, there's our 6 inches, there's our 2 feet. I'm gonna measure. Do you see that right there? Okay, so again, 2 feet 6 inches. Do you see how I did that? Okay, then I'm gonna come across the entire thing. And where it's that distance, I'm gonna go boom and boom, right? Then I'm gonna figure out what the height of the bed is, right? Let's say my height of the bed is whatever it is. I'm gonna figure that out and draw it, right? So now you see. Now I'm gonna figure out what's the height of this, right? So let's say the height of that is a little bit shorter, whatever that is. Again, we're figuring it out on here. Do you all understand? Whatever the heights that on your specs, you're gonna come here and measure and then pull those lines across.
Okay,
Look at me. Did you understand that?
yes. I'm looking.
Yes.
No.
Okay, so let's say this end table by my bed is 2 feet 6 inches. Does that make sense? I'm gonna go find on a 1/2 inch scale 2 feet 6 inches. You see that? I'm gonna come here, put it down on the floor. That's my 6 inches, and there's my 2 feet. Do you see how I did that? And then I'm saying this side is the same.
Oh,
So then you see how I came across and pulled it across. If it's a little taller, then you have to measure that.
Oh, okay.
Right? Then the bed, let's say whatever I measured, I was making it up because once I showed you, let's say my bed was 5 feet 6 inches. So I would have measured 5 feet 6 inches, drawn it right there, and then I pulled it across. Does that make sense? And the same thing with this. Then, because you see the furniture, I do not need you to actually go measure every bit of the furniture. That's done for you. You just have to eyeball it. Does that make sense? To put it in here. So whatever like if we pulled up I'm not gonna do it, but whatever. Let me show you. So then I'm gonna do different ones. So for example, all I would do is I would go and figure out what it looks like.
I have
And
one
then,
question.
hold on one second. Let me draw some stuff so that you guys can see how it would work. All right, see, okay, so there's are my legs. And again, I only see 2 because these are back to back. Do you see what I'm saying? You're pushing them through. Then here's my, let's say this is my dresser. Do you see how there's multiple lines? Because, why? Because you have to have a base and then you have to have drawers. Then you have to have it sitting somewhere, then you have to have drawers. Does that make sense? So I would have, and 2 lines here because there's 2 drawers. So don't just draw 1 line and then there's our, whatever it looks like. You know what I mean? If it has some kind of a detail, you can add the detail. Whatever it looks like, you're just drawing it. Does that make sense? Whatever that looks like, right? You kind of make it pretty. You make it whatever it looks, right? All right. Then on it, let's say we have a light fixture sitting on it, right? You're going to go and you're going to go draw that light fixture. So again, do you see how the light fixture might look like this in a perspective? You know what I mean? But here, we're just gonna go flat. There's your light fixture. Does that make sense? If we have a picture back there, we're gonna go and draw that picture. And since it's behind the light, we are gonna avoid that. And we're gonna line it up with, let's say our picture looks like that,
This looks fine.
right? And if again, it has a frame on it. See how it stays flat? You see? And then we ignore the light and, we avoid it. You follow what I'm saying? Doesn't overlap. And then if there's books or a bowl sitting on it, we draw the bowl, and that's where we can get a little bit of dimension. We can give it a little bit more.
Are these things represented in the floor plan, or is this how?
Yes,
it's
so
shown?
yes, no, the light fixture would be here. It would look like this, yeah, see, in a floor plan. The bowl would look like this.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? And then you would not see the artwork because you can't see it, so you wouldn't show it. Does that make sense? Okay, then this one might look different. Let's make that a desk. So if we make that a desk, again, we have a top, we have a drawer. Let's make it a drawer. And then we're gonna make the rest legs, okay? So now, here's another version of that. So there's our leg, there's our leg, there's our drawer. And we're gonna make it long. And then we need a base for it. Do you see what I'm saying? The drawer has to sit in something, okay? But what if we put a chair here, right? Because this is now, right? So then, again, we're gonna pull the chair up the same way, okay? So we're gonna pull the chair up. There's our chair up. And then you figure out the height here. So whatever that height is, you go over here, then you draw that chair, right? There's your height. But then what we would have to do is, I need an eraser and I need a brush, please. So there's our leg. There's our leg.